Hi, this is the number of islands. So you are given an n by n metric, and then the value inside the metric is going to be either 1 or 0. So 1 represent island, 0 represent water. So you have to return the number of the island, right? Alright, so here's it. So 1 represent island, right? So this is actually grouping together. So you actually count as 1, right? And this one is what? Countless 1 as well, countless 1, countless 1. So this represents 3. So this will be the a prompt, right? So let me just start over again for my solution. So the first one is going to be using a BFS search. So I'm going to just put my current coordinate into my queue, and to see the 4 different directions, it's going to be up, down, left, and right, to see if the current value inside the grid is 1 or 0, right? So if this is 0, then I can actually skip. If this is 1, I need to just keep traversing, and then every single time I traverse, I will basically change the value to 0. So you will be able to know like the current value I already visited, right? So this will be the BFS search. So once again, there's another solution. This is called DFS search. So the DFS search is going to be using the same idea, but you don't need a queue. You probably just need a recursion, and using a 2 for loop. So 1 for loop for the row, one for loop for the column, and then basically the DFS search will be easier to solve the problem. But BFS search is a little bit complex, that you have to keep track of your current level. Yeah. So I'm going to just using a DFS. So this solution will be DFS, right? So I'm going to say n equal to grid.length, and m equal to grid.0.length, so which represent the column and rows, right? For in I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. For in j equal to 0, j less than m, j plus plus. And if the current value, if the current grid ij is current value is what? Is 0, right? We continue. Alright, now we need to keep track of the count of the island. I'm going to say result equal to 0, and I'll return the result right over here. So once again, if the grid ij is equal to 0, I don't care about it, right? And if the grid ij is equal to 1, right, I need to just go to my DFS. I need to give my grid, give my I, give my j, and every single time I will just keep increment by 1, right? So this will be it, right? So I'm going to have a public void and DFS, and this is going to be chart array, 2D array, and then in, I'm going to say x in y. So the first thing is going to be what? You have to check the boundary, right? So if the x is what? Less than 0, or x is equal to grid.length, which is out of boundary, then you don't need to traverse, because you will have to go 4 direction, right? And once again, this is going to be exactly the same thing for y equal to 0, less than 0, y equal to grid 0.length, you will return. Alright, so there's another thing. When you traverse the cells, which the value in the cell is actually 0, you also need to return. This is because you don't need to traverse the current position, right? Alright, so now at least line 29, we definitely know the current cell is definitely 1, right? So we will what? We will change the value from 1 to 0, and then go 4 different direction. X plus 1, y, DFS grid x minus 1, y, DFS grid x, y plus 1, DFS grid x, y minus 1. Alright, let me just talk about this. This is going what? X plus 1 going right, x minus 1 going left, y plus 1 going up, y minus 1 going down. So 4 different direction. Check the boundary, check the current value. If the current value is 1, change to 0. So this will be it, and submit. Alright. So if you are wondering like why it happened, so I'm going to just set the breakpoint. Click the breakpoint right here. Alright, so I'm going to debug, and I'm just go through my debug mode, and you'll probably have to pause if you have any questions, but I'm going to leave that to you. So okay, go. Oh, I finished. Alright, so this might not be a good idea, but whatever. So I'm using this example. This one is super easy. So let me just do this one. So I still set a breakpoint over here. And here we go. Oh, what happened? Parsing line 22. Line 22. So, oh, is there a problem? Yeah, something like this. I don't know. Okay, so let's start debugging again. Alright, so I'm gonna jump to another one, jump to another one, jump, and you'll get the answer 3. So just go through the value over here, and this will be what? The depth search solution. Alright, let's go to the breadth search solutions. Breadth search, BFS. Alright, so I'm going to use a queue to store the value. Actually, the idea is pretty similar, but I'm not going to just draw the picture again, but just, you know, I'm going to start coding. So direction -1 0 comma 1 comma 0 0 comma 1 0 comma -1. So this is for different direction, right? And I would need to have a queue. I'm going to put a position XY inside my queue using a linked list. And I'm going to put my current position in there, right? So how do I put my current position? I'm going to still going to traverse my to for loop. So the to for loop is going to be what? In n for the grid.length, n for the grid a0.length, and then my result, right? So you will definitely need to return result. So I'm traversing my to for loop. And if the current value is equal to what? 0, continue, right? So now we are dealing with what? The value equal to 1, right? So I can actually increment my island first. Then I will put the current position into my queue, ij. And then I know my starting position, okay? So I can traverse my queue until queue is not empty, right? And then I would have to go for different direction, right? But before I go, I need to know my current position. So current node equal to what? Q.poll. In X, node at 0, right? Y, node at 1. And then I will have to traverse for different direction, right? And then my new X equal to what? X plus direction at 0. New Y equal to Y plus direction at 1, right? And then still going to check my boundary less than 0, or new X equal to N. You what? You continue. You basically ignore. And then if the new Y less than 0, or new Y equal to M, still going to continue. and also what the current value for new x, new y is equal to what? 0. You continue. So now at line 32, we know the current value is 1, and then we change the value. We change the current value, create new x, new y to what? To 0, from 1 to 0. So we visit the current cell. Then once we visit, we need to put the current position into the queue. So on the next iteration, you will traverse 4 different directions again, right? So new int, new x, new y. So this will be pretty much the idea of the breadth search. So submit. Alright, so I'm going to set a breakpoint right here, and the test case is going to be using the same one, right? Same, yes. So alright, so you will definitely see, okay, the current position is actually 0, 0, right? I'm gonna go. Alright, just look at this. Right? Pause at any second if you are wondering, but I'm just keep going, and I'm not going to explain that this is not my job right now. But alright, now once you finish, you will return the result. So the both solution, time and space complexity, are actually what? I mean, they are almost the same, but they are not the same. So for breadth search is what? The time, this is what? All of n times m, right? Inside every single iteration, this is not all of n times n, but for to follow is all of n times n. But for the space is going to be what? It depends on what? It depends on how many ones value you have. So for the worst case, it's going to be all of n times n. But for the best case, it's going to be minimum of n, comma n, right? N, comma n. Alright, this is a breadth search, time and space complexity. And then for the depth search. So just wondering, like, if you didn't put that into a note. So this one is the depth search solution. For the time and space, it's pretty straightforward. This one is what? All of n times n. And this is like 4 different directions. It's going to be what? For the current value. So this shouldn't be all of n times n. It should be less than, right? So this will be it for the time. For the space, this is nothing, and this is nothing. So it's going to be what? Constant. Be honest, right? So this is my solution for BFS and DFS. So if you have any question, leave a comment below, subscribe if you want it, and I will see you next time. Bye.